You won't believe it. Those seemingly harmless morning habits may actually be the silent enemies that slowly wear down your heart and brain every single day. A rushed cup of coffee on an empty stomach, a late night followed by an early, groggy morning, or simply sitting for hours in front of the computer after waking up. These little things may feel insignificant, but in reality, they're quietly paving the way for a sudden heart attack or stroke. What makes them even more dangerous is that they don't cause immediate warning signs. Instead, they work like drops of water falling on a stone, slowly, steadily carving a deadly crack. According to leading cardiology research, millions of Americans are hospitalized each year for heart disease and stroke, and the majority of them share one thing in common: years of repeating habits they thought were harmless, never realizing the consequences. Your heart is like a loyal engine, beating tirelessly to keep your entire body alive. But if you force it to run overloaded, without rest, without the right fuel, and under constant stress, it will eventually wear out. And one day, that engine stops suddenly. That's a heart attack. The brain is no different. It depends completely on a steady flow of blood. Just one clot forming or a vessel bursting under pressure, and you can lose your ability to speak, move, or even remember in an instant. What makes this even scarier is that we often ignore these tiny morning habits, even though morning is considered the cornerstone of cardiovascular health.
We believe that eating reasonably well, exercising occasionally, and taking a few prescribed pills is enough. But the truth is, the small actions you repeat every morning are what truly shape the future of your heart and brain. One wrong morning can be like adding another brick to the wall blocking your blood flow, day after day, until one day the wall collapses. In today's video, I want to expose the 7 hidden enemies in your morning routine. The things you do every day without realizing they're directly raising your risk of heart attack and stroke. From lack of sleep, uncontrolled stress, prolonged sitting, eating late at night, not drinking enough water, coffee on an empty stomach, to skipping a few minutes of gentle movement, each mistake is like an invisible blade cutting into your heart and brain. The good news is, once you identify them, you can change them, protect yourself, and enjoy a healthy, independent life well into your later years. So, what is the most dangerous habit among all those seemingly small things? Let's go through each silent enemy to understand them and begin the journey of protecting your heart and brain, starting tomorrow morning. Mistake number 1: neglecting quality sleep. Quality sleep is like the maintenance station your body needs every night to recover after a long day of activity. Yet many people dismiss this, thinking that staying up late to watch TV, scroll the news, or browse social media won't do much harm. In reality, the opposite is true. Poor sleep is one of the most dangerous mistakes, silently pushing you closer to a heart attack or stroke.
When you sleep well, especially when you reach deep sleep, your heart and blood vessels truly get to rest. During this time, both your heart rate and blood pressure drop, easing the strain on your arteries and giving your heart a chance to recover. But if you consistently go to bed late, sleep restlessly, or only get a few hours, your body doesn't have the time to repair the small damages that build up each day. The result is persistently high blood pressure, stress hormones like cortisol stuck at elevated levels, and a slow, steady rise of inflammation inside your arteries. All these factors combine to create the perfect fuel for a stroke or heart attack. What's even more concerning is that many people don't realize they're sleep deprived. They get used to scraping by in 5 or 6 hours and think they're fine. But the truth is, your body never truly adapts to lack of sleep. Just like a machine that runs nonstop without maintenance, your heart wears down faster, grows weaker, and eventually breaks. Studies show that people who regularly sleep fewer than 6 hours per night face a much higher risk of heart disease and stroke compared to those who consistently get 7 to 8 hours. So how do you protect your heart and brain from this risk? The key is to make sleep a top priority, not an afterthought. Turn your bedroom into a safe zone. Shut off all electronics at least an hour before bed. Keep the space quiet, cool, and dark. Stick to a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends, so your body can establish a steady rhythm.
If you struggle to relax, try reading a few pages of a book, listening to soft music, practicing deep breathing, or doing gentle stretches before lying down. Remember, quality sleep is not a luxury. It's essential for giving your heart the rest it needs and your brain the chance to renew itself. Every night you skip proper rest is another night your heart is forced to work overtime without recovery. And if that continues, the price you may pay is waking up in a hospital bed after a sudden stroke. Mistake number 2, ignoring stress management. If lack of sleep is like forcing your heart to run non-stop without rest, then chronic stress is like a hidden storm, pressing down and eroding your blood vessels day and night. When you're stressed, your body immediately releases 2 hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. They make your heart race, your blood vessels tighten, and your blood pressure spike. Once in a while, this may not be dangerous, like a flash of lightning that quickly disappears. But when you live in constant stress, from financial worries, job pressure, or family conflicts, your heart and brain are forced to endure endless hormonal storms. The result is damaged vessel walls, silent inflammation, and over time, the buildup of plaques and blood clots. That's the direct pathway to heart attacks and strokes. Many people turn to coffee, sweets, cigarettes, or alcohol as a way to relieve stress. But in truth, those are nothing more than paper umbrellas in a hurricane. They offer no real protection and often make things worse.
Caffeine and sugar drive your heart rate higher and push your blood pressure up further. Alcohol and smoking directly damage vessel walls and thicken the blood. These coping methods are like pouring fuel on the fire. So, how do you protect your heart from these invisible storms called stress? The key lies in building natural barriers ahead of time. Just a few minutes of deep breathing each day can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's built-in rest and restore mode. Simply sit down, close your eyes, inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. You'll feel your heartbeat slow and your body begin to relax. Gentle habits like walking outdoors, listening to calming music, reading, or jotting a few lines in a journal can have the same effect, lowering cortisol, relaxing your vessels, and bringing your blood pressure back to balance. I personally believe everyone needs their own natural stress medicine. For some, it's reading. For others, it might be gardening, chatting with friends, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes. What matters is that you do it deliberately. Don't let stress pile up until it explodes. Remember, your heart should never be the victim of ongoing emotional storms. Every time you pause to breathe deeply, slow down, and calm yourself, you're giving your heart a chance to stay healthier longer. And if you ignore this, the price you may pay is a stroke striking at the very moment you least expect it.
Mistake number 3, sitting for hours without moving. In today's world, especially for older adults, it's common to spend hours sitting in front of the TV, scrolling on a phone, reading the paper, or simply resting in a chair. It may feel harmless, but this is one of the most dangerous mistakes for your heart and brain health. When you sit still for too long, blood tends to pool in your legs, circulation slows, and your heart has to work harder to pump blood back upward. The result is higher blood pressure, added strain on your blood vessels, and a greater risk of developing blood clots. A clot that forms in the leg can travel to the brain or heart and trigger a stroke or heart attack in an instant. What's even more concerning is that even people who exercise regularly are not fully protected if they still spend most of their day sitting. Research shows that sitting more than 8 hours a day can raise your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 60%, even if you take a 30-minute walk or exercise in the morning. That's because the human body is designed to move frequently, not to make up for it with a single workout followed by hours of sitting. Think of it like a door that needs to open and close regularly to avoid getting stuck. Your muscles and blood vessels also need regular movement to stay flexible and keep circulation flowing. The solution is surprisingly simple. Break up your sitting time with short bouts of movement throughout the day. Set a reminder to stand up every 30 minutes. You don't need to do anything strenuous. Just walk around the room, stretch your legs, rise up on your toes, or bend your knees to get the blood flowing.
If you must sit for long periods, try calf raises right where you are, or at the very least, rotate your ankles to stimulate circulation. These small movements, repeated often, are the key to keeping your heart from overworking, your blood vessels supple, and clots from forming. Never think of prolonged sitting as just comfort or laziness. Behind that comfort may be a hidden danger, silently building day by day. Remember, your heart and brain need your body's movement just like plants need sunlight. Every time you stand up, stretch, or take a few steps, you're sending your heart a message: I'm protecting you. And that simple act can be one of the most powerful ways to reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke in everyday life. Mistake number 4, late-night snacking. After a long day, many people find themselves reaching for evening snacks, a piece of cake, a pack of instant noodles, or even a full meal right before bed. They think, just a little food to help me sleep won't do any harm. But the truth is, late-night eating quietly raises the risk of heart attack and stroke, especially in older adults. When you eat close to bedtime, your stomach is forced to keep working when your body should be winding down. Blood flow is diverted to the digestive system, reducing circulation to the brain. For someone already dealing with high blood pressure or hardened arteries, this small shift can trigger a transient ischemic attack, what doctors call a TIA, or mini-stroke, a serious warning sign before a full-blown stroke strikes. Beyond that, late digestion keeps heart rate and blood pressure elevated through the night, disrupting your natural rhythm and blocking deep sleep, the very stage your heart and blood vessels need most to recover. Missing out on deep sleep, combined with nighttime blood pressure spikes, is like forcing your heart to run a marathon while you're lying in bed. And the damage doesn't stop there. Eating late, especially sugary or fatty foods, spikes blood sugar and fuels silent inflammation in your arteries. Over time, this leads to plaque buildup, clot formation, and puts both your brain and heart in harm's way. The danger grows even higher for those who snack and then lie down, slowing blood flow even more. So, how do you protect your heart and brain from this seemingly harmless habit? Give your body at least a 2-hour break after dinner before going to bed. If you truly need something, choose a light, easy-to-digest option, like a small banana, a few cucumber slices, or a cup of non-caffeinated herbal tea. Let bedtime be a period of restoration, not continued digestive work. Instead of opening the fridge, open a book, stretch gently, or meditate for a few minutes to quiet your mind. Late-night eating doesn't just lead to weight gain or restless sleep. More dangerously, it shortens the lifespan of your heart and raises your risk of stroke. Remember, nighttime is when your body needs absolute rest. And by making your digestive system work while your heart and blood vessels need recovery, you're stealing years of strength and health from them. Mistake number 5, not drinking enough water throughout the day. Water makes up the majority of your blood, and it's what keeps circulation smooth, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every single cell. But when your body is dehydrated, blood becomes thicker and moves more sluggishly. This forces your heart to beat harder and faster just to push blood through, adding strain to fragile vessel walls. Over time, that constant stress raises blood pressure, weakens arteries, and greatly increases the risk of blood clots. And remember, just one small clot drifting to the brain is enough to block blood flow and cause a sudden stroke. The problem is, many people don't even realize they're dehydrated. Thirst is often mistaken for hunger, leading them to reach for food instead of water. Others go through the entire day drinking only coffee, strong tea, or soda, believing that's sufficient, when in fact these drinks dehydrate the body even more. The result is thicker blood, a more exhausted heart, and a brain that's left thirsty for oxygen day after day. The solution isn't complicated at all. Build the habit of drinking water steadily throughout the day, even before you feel thirsty. A warm glass of water in the morning, right after waking up, helps thin the blood, jumpstart circulation, and ease the burden on the heart. Carry a small water bottle with you and aim to finish it several times throughout the day as a simple reminder. And if plain water feels too bland, add a few slices of lemon, a sprig of mint, or cucumber for a refreshing touch.
When your body is properly hydrated, blood flows more easily, the heart beats more gently, and the risk of clot formation drops significantly. You'll feel more alert, less fatigued, fewer headaches, and most importantly, your heart and brain will be protected. Remember, drinking water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's the simplest, cheapest, and most effective way to lower your risk of heart attack and stroke. Every sip of water you take today is truly a gift you're giving to your health tomorrow. Mistake number 6, drinking coffee on an empty stomach. For many people, the morning feels impossible to start without a hot cup of coffee. That habit delivers an instant jolt of alertness, as if the body has just been fueled with new energy. But when you drink coffee on an empty stomach, you may be giving your heart and blood vessels an unexpected shock. With nothing in the stomach to slow absorption, caffeine enters the bloodstream quickly and takes effect almost immediately. The result is a surge of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, a faster heartbeat, constricted blood vessels, and spiking blood pressure. For younger adults, the body may temporarily tolerate these shocks, but for older adults or anyone already dealing with high blood pressure, this becomes a double-edged sword, piling even more strain on the heart day after day. The danger lies in repetition. One cup of coffee on an empty stomach may not cause harm right away, but repeated daily, those short bursts of elevated blood pressure add up to long-term damage inside the arteries. It's like striking a wall with a hammer. Each hit seems minor, but eventually the cracks widen, and when the wall finally collapses, it's too late. In your body, that collapse may come in the form of a sudden stroke or heart attack. This doesn't mean you need to give up coffee altogether. In fact, when enjoyed in moderation, coffee can offer certain health benefits. The real issue is how you drink it. Always eat something first, even just a boiled egg, a slice of whole grain bread, or a small handful of nuts. Food slows caffeine absorption, helping your body receive the boost more smoothly instead of being jolted all at once. Also, keep your coffee intake to 1 to 2 cups per day and balance it with plain water to offset caffeine's dehydrating effect. Morning is the most sensitive time for your cardiovascular system. After a long night's rest, your blood is thicker and your blood pressure is more likely to fluctuate. If you flood your system with caffeine at that very moment, you're forcing your heart, already in need of a gentle start, to sprint as soon as you wake up. A small change in habit, eating something before your coffee, can serve as a powerful shield against unexpected health crises. Don't let your morning pleasure turn into the start of a dangerous day for your heart and brain. Mistake number 7. Skipping morning stretches. Many people wake up and immediately jump into their morning routine, checking the phone, making coffee, preparing breakfast, forgetting that their body has just spent hours lying still. Yet your heart and blood vessels also need time to wake up and gradually adjust to activity. Skipping a few minutes of gentle stretching may seem unimportant, but in reality, it's a dangerous mistake that puts sudden strain on both the heart and the brain. When you go from lying down to standing up abruptly without any preparation, blood can pool in your legs, causing sudden shifts in blood pressure. For older adults whose vessels are less flexible, this can lead to dizziness, lightheadedness, or even a dangerous fall. More importantly, that quick change in pressure forces the heart to work twice as hard to pump blood while stiff arteries are still unprepared to expand. The result can be a sudden spike in blood pressure, damaging the vessel lining and setting the stage for blood clots or plaque buildup. And remember, just one small clot traveling to the brain can trigger a stroke without warning. On the other hand, spending just a few minutes stretching and moving gently helps your body transition safely from rest to activity. Simple movements like reaching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, or bending forward can boost circulation, relax your vessels, and steady your heartbeat. Think of it like warming up an engine before driving off, ensuring your heart doesn't have to floor the gas pedal the moment you get out of bed. Always remember, your heart is not an endless machine. It deserves a gentle good morning before taking on the demands of the day. Just a few minutes of light stretching can serve as a shield, protecting you from unexpected strokes or heart attacks.
Don't let morning rush rob you of your health and independence. We've just gone through 7 morning habits that may seem harmless, but actually hide serious dangers for your heart and brain. Each one is like placing a heavy brick on your heart's shoulders, day after day, until it can no longer bear the weight and collapses in a sudden heart attack or stroke. The frightening part is that most of us don't even notice. We tell ourselves these little things don't matter. And then, when the crisis strikes, the cost is not only our health, but also our independence, our joy in living, and even our family's happiness. But here's the good news. Everything is still in your hands. As long as you're willing to make changes, as long as you put your heart and brain health first, you can defuse that ticking time bomb called cardiovascular disease. If you found this information helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Who knows, one simple click could become a priceless gift that saves someone's life. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 dangerous habits surprised you the most? Have you ever experienced or witnessed the consequences of any of them? Leave a comment below. Your story could be a valuable lesson for thousands of others. Always remember, your heart and brain are your most precious assets, and only you can protect them. Don't wait until it's too late. Start tomorrow morning with just one small change and give yourself the chance to live healthy, independent, and joyful for many more years to come.